From an undisclosed locations, for reasons of security and insecurity, we present to you M&R TV live show, Luciferians, New World Order, Freemasons, Illuminati, Global Worship Conspiracy. What the heck is this all about? Who does the global elites, who do they worship? It ain't God, that's for sure, but we're gonna get onto that later on tonight. Tonight I'm presenting to you the one and the only, my right-hand man, the coffee man himself, the madman from Montreal, the one and the only, Mario.
And Robert,
how are you? How's been your week?
It's been a good week. We've had Thanksgiving at the beginning of the week. Everything is thankful. Everything is worth being thankful. That's my point. Here in Canada, I think
we get to do the show, and we've got a worldwide transmission going on right now. And tonight we're going to be talking about the Freemasons, the New World Order, the Illuminati. Who do they worship? And I don't think it's God himself that they worship, but we're going to get into that later on tonight.
Yeah, it's worth watching. Everybody out there should watch this show.
Exactly, oh, for sure, you know, and we're happy to have you all you guys on tonight, and it's going to be a great show. We've got a lot of information, but before we get to that, let's get on with the show. This show has been brought to you by the Montreal Anti-Illuminati Task Force in collaborations with 12160.info.
Yes, so like I'm just going to get set up here a little bit. Just give me 1 second as I commence, because you know there's a lot of goods coming in. So out there for the new millions of viewers out there that are watching, this is me. This is Mario. This is the guy that's in behind the scene, showing you what you need to know, because everybody needs proof, right? What's good? What's so good about information, Rob?
If there's no proof to back it up, people could make up stuff. That's why we research day and night, myself, my organization that we're in, the Montreal Anti-Illuminati Task Force. That's what we have to do, you know. We've been at it and we keep plunging away at it, but we've got a lot of news tonight and a lot of information. And right here is the blog. Go ahead, Mario.
Yes, let me do my favorite thing. So this is the 12160.info whatever. It's there, it's everywhere. This is my point. This is how it looks. It's beautiful. I love it. Do you like it, Rob? I like it.
Yeah, of course. I like it, for sure.
So here it is. This is where you're supposed to see it. If you don't see it, just refresh and hit this red button here. By now you should know it, but like I said, for the new people out there, that's what you gotta do. Then you got here, you got our wonderful chatango, right, where you could participate and say what you feel. And if you know you correct us, you correct the people that are there watching. It's always nice to have you guys in this thing, right? I like this. This is cool, man. You people, everybody could participate out there, you know. So that's it for the 12160. Bookmark it if you can. Next. This right here. This is the M&R Productions Mariolaur blog. Same thing as the 12160. The only thing is here on the side you got from when we began all the way up till now, and you can watch our previous shows by just clicking here. You know, it's all there. So you got the wonderful chatango, and now we shall begin with the hot pictures posted in the conspiracy talk, right, Rob? This is good. Shall we do this? Yeah, let's do this.
We have no choice. Ebola, right there. Ebola, obesity, 300,000 deaths per year because of eating junk food. Tobacco, 450,000 deaths per year. Alcohol, 88,000 deaths per year. And this guy's screaming Ebola right there with the USA.
The point of this picture is that Ebola kills these things, these other things like tobacco, alcohol, obesity, they kill more than Ebola so far. But I still tell you, and I posted up yesterday in the conspiracy talk, do not take the vaccination, right?
It's all propaganda. That's all I hear from. That's all I hear. I go to conspiracy talk, Ebola. I keep posting up stuff about Ebola. We go on the information. In fact, I don't even want to watch the news anymore because it's all about Ebola. And 8 months ago, people would have said to me, Rob, what the frick is Ebola? Freaking Ebola, what is that? You know, that's all we hear from now. But we knew what it was back then, but now it's like the mainstream media. It's not even ISIS anymore. It's Ebola, and ISIS, Ebola, but now all it is Ebola, you know, and quite frankly, it's getting on my nerves all the time. That's all there is. It's the same thing like H1N1 in 2009, and it's getting worse and worse, and I don't see it like stopping. Like I don't see it like accelerating till something happens, you know, till they scare people, the public, to death, you know.
Now, Rob, you know what was the ironic thing? Remember yesterday when we met, we were like talking about like that Ebola is going to come out. It's going to make like 28 days later, this and that. Remember I said that?
Yes, yes, yes. Of course I do.
Then, lo and behold, yesterday I put up something on the Conspiracy Talk, a video of people going crazy with Ebola. No, I mean, like it turns them into zombie. Remember? I said
It's
something.
like a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, is that what the vaccination's gonna do to us?
It could do a lot worse to us.
Like Contingent and I Am Legend by Will Smith, the same thing, you know? It's like these movies, there's truth behind it. The next picture right here. Banks don't have your money. You see this? They lend it to other banks.
Yeah, they do. They don't. It's all digits on a computer. All this money stuff, electronic money, they don't even have it to begin with. If everybody claimed their money back, they wouldn't even have it in the bank. It's just digits on a computer.
But look what it says in the bottom, and it's true that they don't even have your money. So you know what?
No, they lend to other banks who need to cover up the fact they don't have your money.
Now you know what this means. This means that we're all working for no reason because they don't have your money. So why are we working if they don't have your money? That's my point with this picture. This week, Monday was our Thanksgiving. This week it was also Monday, I believe, was also Christopher Columbus Day, right?
Exactly, yeah, it was. And the Illuminati, Christopher Columbus, founder of the American genocide in 1492. More false. Columbus Day. So let me get this straight, dude. Got lost, found a place where people lived, claimed it for Europe, then tortured and massacred thousands of native people and paved the way for the slave trade. How are we supposed to celebrate this shit again? I don't know. It's horrible.
Next, this I like this picture. This is one of my favorite pictures.
Hi, I'm Thomas Edison. I'm hailed as a hero, but in reality, I stole many of Nikola Tesla's ideas and even electrocuted animals to try to smear his name.
You see that?
Bet your history books. He tortured animals, yeah.
Yeah, so that's who really invented everything. It's not Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison is the guy who, you know, want to be crowned as a hero. Now this is getting back to the money, right? This is more for you, Bob. This pisses you off, but it's okay.
World's 100 richest could end global poverty 4 times over. The world's 100 richest people earn a stunning total of $240 billion in 2012. Enough money to end extreme poverty worldwide 4 times over. Oxfam has revealed, adding that the global economic crisis is further enriching the super rich.
So that's for the Rothschild, right?
And the other banking families for sure.
Next, getting back to Ebola. And
Ebola, right there. FDA threatens sellers of natural Ebola cures, only to make ways for experimental, dangerous man-made vaccines. Ooh, look at all those chemicals there. Ooh, it doesn't look good to me. Doesn't it look appetizing?
Yeah, but Rob, those are supposed to be good for us, no? No?
The silver colloidal, it doesn't even work, and it could turn your skin gray if you use too much of it, if you don't have the right mixture to it.
So we're pretty screwed. But just whatever we do, let's not take the vaccination.
No, maybe this will be better. I don't know, but we're no doctors ourselves, you know. But I'd rather not take any of these things.
Now this picture I put up because on Google Plus. The Conspiracy Talk on Google Plus, I had like over 149 people have shared this picture here. That's why I said, you know what, let me post it up on here. But basically, you don't even have to read it. People could pause.
No, right there, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's the pictures of the week, the hot pictures of the week. That's on the they're on the Conspiracy Talk, and I put them on the M&R production blog, which does appear in the description alongside with all the links that I'm going to be posting up on this show, that we're going to be posting up on this show. So it's like, you know, people want to check it up, and it's coordinated with the time. Next, our Conspiracy Talk on Google Plus, and we also have one on.
Growing and growing day by day by day. The Conspiracy Talk on Facebook. We also have another on Google Plus, which is also growing. But this one is
almost at 1,000 people there.
On Google Plus, and over here, what, 2,253 members, 64 new members today. Wow, that's amazing. And go ahead, tell us. Look, and somebody else wants to join.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't had the time to go looking to see if he's a legit person, because we do look if they're legit, because we don't want people posting up things with purses,
do that,
sunglasses. So this is it. This is where Robert posts up the latest show. He pins it up here so people can, you know, go and look and say, you know what, this week we're going to watch the MnRTV live show because it's good, it's cool, it's refreshing to the mind. It's good to know that there's people out there that are open-minded, because that's who looks at this show, and that's who goes on the Conspiracy Talk. All the open-minded people. So that's people are posting all kinds of stuff on here. You know, I mean, I could spend days and hours just looking at all this stuff, and this is what you like, Rob. I didn't have time to post it on the blog, but this is what you like.
Yeah, why the U.S. government invent and patent Ebola? And look, all the patents for Ebola, swine flu, the AIDS cure, the cancer cure. They have all these diseases and have all the patents to it. It seems like they are trying to cause an epidemic, making us ill, then keeping us sick.
And I believe, Rob, if you type in, you Google in #6630507, I believe it will take you to the patent number of cancer.
Yeah, I haven't checked it, I assume, but you know, I should have done it, but we don't have time for this all the time because we have a lot of work to do, you know, and
so that's it. Feel free to join this Conspiracy Talk. You know, I mean, we're not going to go down and look at it because we have so much to talk about, you know, so much goods and goodies and information, right?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we could do a whole show just on a Conspiracy Talk.
Yeah, well, that's what we should start doing. Because, I mean, people just like it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's commence the news, because there's a lot of stuff in the news. Now this, Robert, we're going to start the news off with the Ebola threatens chocolate. Now, come on, I mean, out of all...
Ebola threatens chocolate. I saw this yesterday, and I said, we gotta put this on the show, make sure it appears.
Well, you know what? Africa is known for being full of minerals and rich stuff and chocolate, you know, so that's why it doesn't surprise me, you know. So this is it. Ebola, Robert, I don't know if I can hear you. It's like it cuts off. Yeah, so Ebola is threatening much of the world's chocolate supply.
On a light.
Yeah, so like as I was saying, the Ivory Coast, there's a chocolate, like, you know, it's notice it's not touching the linder, it's touching the chocolate that's in the snack bars, the junk food, the stuff we do not need, you know, because that's what that is. After all, it's junk food, you know, and Look at that. You know, I mean, it's no good if they're touching this. So that's it. This is with this piece of news article. It's always good. You see, I'm scrolling it down for yous. You know, uh, I mean, well, when you think about it, there's quite a bit of uh, controversy about this. I wish I can get Robert's input on this because it's his article, but we can't hear him, unfortunately. I know I can't. Let me go check on Chatango. Could people hear him on Chatango? I mean, is it just me? Yes, so that's the thing. Maybe he froze, maybe his computer is, you know, I mean, there is a latest update of the Google Hangout. I know I did it yesterday, but hopefully he can come back so we can. I really, really would like to hear his intake on this because he's the one that sent me this. It's just bear with us, people. We're going to get this show on the road. You know, bear with us. I mean, technology isn't that great. But you know we're trying very hard here to get it to start. I don't know what happened to Robert, and I will just bear with us in a second. Maybe he'll be back. I know Robert's gone completely, Leland. Just waiting for him to boot up. Hopefully he's booting up. You know. Who knows what's happened to him. Just bear with us, people. Oh. Robert says his PC is dead. Oh, great. Oh, well. It's no problem. I will try and handle it myself until he gets back on track. I will do my best. Okay. Yes, I will skip to the next thing if I can get back to it. Let me see. All right. So now we all know that Hong Kong, right? The next article I'm going to be posting up is on Hong Kong. It's about Hong Kong. You know, I hope Robert turns on his laptop or something. Let me just tell him this. Well, okay, look, I'll post this up and then we shall go on to. Yes, so the next piece of information bit is this. It's about Hong Kong. You know, like there's a lot of things happening in Hong Kong. There's a lot, even today, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in Hong Kong. Like, you know, there's fighting, there's rioting, There's people fighting with the police. The police are beating up the people. You know, like, there's occupying this. Of course, I found this on the Conspiracy Talk. Someone posted it up a while ago. I think it's actually this week. Well, not a while ago, but this week on the Conspiracy Talk on Google Plus, of course. So, yeah, like they're just fighting. They're rioting. They're occupying Hong Kong. You know, and there's a video here if you guys want to look at it. You know, it's not looking good there. A lot of people are fighting and but I'm okay with this fighting because they have to put their foot down and say, we agree with what's happening here. So like the Chinese government, they're like against the people. But you know what? Us conspiracy people, we have to back them up. Because it's not cool what they're doing. So that's that article. That's that article. I like it personally. Yeah, I know, Mr. Miller. Something's wrong with Robert's PC. I don't know what's he doing. So just me holding up the fort, holding up the building like this, you know. I don't know what to tell you. This isn't good. I don't know what happened to Robert, but this guy, I don't know what's happening with him. You know, it's like I'm holding up the fort here. What can I tell you, I mean, I'm trying to contact Robert. There's no signs of him. I don't know. Did the CIA get him? Did the NSA get him? I don't know what happened to the guy, you know? But yeah, like I was talking about Hong Kong, the Occupy that's happening there. I don't know what you people are thinking out there about the Hong Kong occupying, and I really don't understand. Bear with me here. Bear with me, right? I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, it's just a Mario on the show tonight. I don't know what happened to Robert, but it's ticking me off that he just did that to me. I guess something definitely is wrong with him. Maybe he should do it on his freaking his phone, Yeah, I know the fort still stands by me until they kill me off, whoever it is, I'm gonna see if I can contact Robert to see what the hell he's up to. He just says that his computer died, it crashed. mean, I don't know if anybody wants to come on while we're waiting. If anybody wants to, you know, any guests want to come on, let me know. I will ask you to come on. In the meantime, you know, if anybody wants, and we could talk about this together while Robert gets. Oh, Robert's back. All right. Oh man, he's back. He says he's back. Now it's all looks like we're going to be back on track, hopefully. Man, things like this happen. The road is never smooth. That's all I'm going to tell you. The road is never smooth. It's always, you know. No, there is no hockey. Unfortunately, Leland, there is no hockey. There's just I think two hockey games are on tonight. It's the Boston-Detroit game. So no, there is no hockey. Trust me, if there is a hockey game, we will tell you, you know? Now I'm just waiting for Robert to come back, and then, you know, I mean, these things do happen. Well, I mean, what can I tell you? If he says beam me up, I'm beaming him up, and let me try this way. But like I said, people, don't worry. All you have to do is, when the show does get recorded, just go from article to article, you know, on the timeline, on the bottom in the description, you'll see that I put down all the times. That's what I do after the show. It takes me a lot of time, but I do it for you people, for whoever's watching out there, you know. Now I wish we can get Robert back. If he couldn't come back, maybe I should just tell him to go on his freak and do it with his smartphone. That's what the smartphone's there for, after all, eh? No, I'm fed up with all this technology. I should just go and live in a country house. Don't have to sign any more contracts, because I'm fed up with signing contracts. Life is about signing contracts. And notice contracts, okay? They're like, there's what, how many pages are in contracts? 15 pages. So you're expecting me to read 15 pages on a contract? You gotta be kidding me. You know, it's like, that's not even English to me. But that's how they get you, you know? It's like everything else. It's make him sign a contract. It's like signing a death wish that you don't understand what the hell is going on. That's how I see it. Every contract's like that, and whatever we do with life, it's all about contracts. It's all about signing contracts. It's like signing your death wish. Just remember that. That's the tip of the day by me. You heard it from my mouth. Now I think Robert, he's getting back on, because I see his little picture on the bottom there. You will explain to us just what happened for the past 15 minutes, if he does come on. See, he's there. Technically. There, now Robert's there. Rob.
Can you hear me?
I could hear you. Welcome back, man. What happened to you? Rob. We can hear you, all right?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can see you. Yes, Rob. You look all...
Can you see me? Can you see me? I'm on the laptop.
Yes, we can see you. We can see you.
But I hate being on a laptop because it's too small, fuck.
I know, Rob. I know you hate being on a laptop, but I'm on a laptop too, you know.
And it's too bright for my eyes. Damn it.
So
Now,
what happened to your desktop, by the way? What happened to your desktop?
I don't know. It won't go on it. Maybe I should try the desktop again. But then I'll be on two of them.
That's very odd. Shall we continue or
I don't know where we were.
well, we were on the chocolate.
Yeah, but did you talk about the chocolate?
That's okay. Just give your input about the chocolate.
Well, I don't know. It's just like now we can't eat any chocolate anymore because of Ebola, which is ridiculous. I mean, now they're taking this a bit too far, you know. But who doesn't like chocolate, you know?
Well, chocolate's very important to this world. It's good for, you know, our lives. It's good for our lives, you know.
Exactly. Well, yeah, and what woman doesn't like chocolate, you know? It's just unreal, you know. Now that they're saying that they're gonna take the chocolate that's being fabricated in Africa, you know. So, but I don't know. What else did you cover? Did you cover anything else?
Yeah, I was talking about this, and I was covering about other stuff. Hold on, I will post it in a second. With the Hong Kong and your word on Hong Kong, the occupying of Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, that's very strange. Is there anything new with that going on?
Well, yeah, I saw stuff on the news just today. You know, this is what I posted, just to recap, just to see what, you know. I mean, there's nothing really major, but yeah, there's like, how can I tell you? You know what happened? It's like an Arab Spring. You know, it's the same thing. Cops are beating up people. That's what I've been talking about. You know, there's basically it's that. You know.
Okay, yeah, the bank, occupied center. We had that a couple of years ago, but that seems, I don't know, all this Ebola, ISIS thing, just to me seems like it's just a distraction from what's really going on. You know, that's the way I see it.
Okay, so now that we're back on track, I was just about to hit this.
Secret U.S. space plane to land after 22 months in orbit, October 14th. All right, so what is this about? The U.S. space plane is about to land in orbit. Look at this plane. What is it made of? It looks like some kind of leather. It looks kind of freaky, if you ask me.
Oh, it's a secret plane.
Yeah, it's not a bird. It's not exactly a plane. Beyond the U.S. Air Force holds all the answers. The mission of the unmanned X-38B orbital test vehicle, which is scheduled to touch down at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California Tuesday, after 22 months in orbit, has been described only vaguely as to gather more test data. Here are a few theories. It might be a space bomber. Popular Mechanics has a succinct take on this theory. Forget it. The magazine quotes University of Maryland professional Mark Lewis, who once served as the Air Force chief scientist, as saying X-37B would require an impractical amount of thrust to maneuver over earthly targets. What is it, though?
Well, it's a plane, I guess, to spy on people. What else are they doing? It's look who's in charge. The title says it all, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Either it's to bomb us, or to watch us, or something else to chemtrail us. So it's not something good.
It could never be. It could never be too good, you know.
Not at all. And the next piece of information right here: Court secrets, NSA saboteurs in China and Germany. Century Eagle National Initiative Security Framework. CNO Core Secret. Okay, and this is about the saboteurs. Top secret, secret confidential. I like the pyramid. Unclassified for official use. Unclassified. I like to be a top secret.
Yeah, that everybody would like to be. And this I found on a conspiracy talk on Google Plus, by the way. I mean, I just found it out. Like, you know, speaking of NSA and whistleblower Edward Snowden, you know.
Exactly.
So that's it. That's it. You see anything good on here?
It's pretty interesting if you ask me. Century Eagle.
But this article is quite big and long, but you know, it's all about what we deal with all the time on this show. The NSA.
Confidential, secret, leaked information, the industry. It's pretty good piece of information for the people that will want to see this. I mean, and there's a lot of information here, and all of this will be on the description once the show's posted up.
Yes.
On YouTube, that is after the show, like later on tonight.
Now we're going to be turning to UFOs quickly, smoothly. You know, just getting on with what's out there in the news.
Houston, we have a problem.
Now, Houston.
UFO sightings as NASA astronauts walks across ISS. Aliens believe in a frenzy after they claimed a UFO appeared in the background of a NASA video of the International Space Station.
Now there is a video here which you can see it. I seen it. It's pretty cool, pretty freaky, you know.
The YouTube clip showed astronauts for 5 seconds. The long and thin shape appears for 5 seconds.
And it's right there.
Yeah, right there I can see it. Yeah, exactly. The UFO has been claimed to have been spotted in a NASA video on YouTube. What can we really know?
Well, it's out there, eh?
It's up to people to know and to find out if what is going on and if this is legit UFO or if it's just, you know, gibberish, as they say, gibberish.
No, I don't think it's gibberish. I think that really did happen. And it's unfortunate that, you know,
yeah.
Well, it's not unfortunate. It's actually good that we got to see it because a lot of people, oh, no, there's no such thing as UFOs. Oh, no, what are you guys talking about? What kind of drugs are you on? You know, you always get that thing of people when, you know, the closed-minded people.
Exactly. And here, UFO sightings. Another piece of information, UFO spotted trailing a jet over Amsterdam. Last October 12th, a UFO was spotted trailing a jet over Amsterdam. A video of the sighting was posted on YouTube with the title UFO Sighting Reports 2014. 1012 Amsterdam. According to UFO Sightings Daily, the UFO that looked like a blinking object first entered the trail and then stopped there for a few seconds. It then exited the trail. Scott Warning, who posted about the sightings of the site, wrote that aliens were interested in things that fly, that include things that cause pollution as well. Yeah, so we're being monitored by whoever these beings are, whatever their purpose is.
And yes,
galaxy or interdimensional.
And yes, there is a very cool video right here, and you do see the UFO going right past the chemtrails, I think, or I don't know if they're chemtrails, but it's right there. I suggest everybody go and take a look. We can't play it on the show because we don't want, you know, YouTube to say, "Ah, you guys are infringing." We don't want to. We're not known as infringers, right?
That's right, exactly.
And the next, we're going to still stick to UFOs.
Roswell UFO conspiracy explained in German. Documentary after new evidence is revealed. Then the mysterious 1947 sightings over New Mexico has captured the imagination of the world's leading conspiracy theorists, but there's a more simple explanation. And as we can see right there,
Nice
was
pick.
the Roswell flying saucer part of a secret project? A new German documentary claims to lift the lid on the real reason behind the infamous UFO conspiracy. Roswell. It's nearly 70 years since the bizarre incident first happened. The imagination of conspiracy theorists the world over. The once sleepy New Mexico town became the focal point of the biggest extraterrestrial hunt in history in 1947. Now, in a new German documentary investigating the sightings on July 8, 1947, claims it has uncovered new evidence claiming the mysterious flying saucer was in fact a top secret Nazi rocket. The feature entitled UFOs and the Third Reich reports the incident was actually behind closed doors test on the Bell, a futuristic 3-meter aircraft which used electronic particles to fly. How did they explain the aliens that they found, the bodies? I just think this is disinfo information, but at least it's good we put up this.
Yeah, but Rob, you know what I think it is also? It could be that it's reverse engineering, that they got an alien.
Yeah, but they think that on that day, this is what it was. But look, if you go down, you could see that there's more. There's some aliens in the picture. Right there. Is this true?
I don't know. It remains to be seen.
Exactly. It does.
I mean,
but there's a definite connection between World War II Germany, Nazi Germany, and UFOs and secret technologies and the occult. For sure.
So that's it with that piece of news bit. We're getting there. We're getting there. I know we're a little bit late at getting to what we want to talk about, but I found something. This is not really the news. This is just a comment of what I was trying to talk about, because last week someone wanted me to see something, and I brought up a very good attention. Did Jesus have long hair?
Almost every picture in Hollywood motion picture portrays Jesus as a long-haired person. Is this true? Many people often use the excuse that Jesus had long hair, so why can't I? Yeah, I know some people that say that. If we examine the scripture, we will see what the truth is. First, we need to examine Exodus 24. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. This states that we should never even attempt to make a graven image of anything in heaven or earth. The definition of graven image from Merriam-Webster Dictionary is a graven image, an object of worship, carved usually from wood or stone, idol. God does not want us to worship idols. We are to worship Him in spirit. Long hair, excuse number one. In the days of Jesus, it was the custom to have long hair. Jesus followed the dress and other customs of that time. That is not true. History shows that short hair on men have been around for a long time, much longer than many realize. All the time Jesus lived, it was the accepted and general custom. For proof, one needs to pick up any illustrated history book relating to that period. You will find pictures of busts and statues of famous Greeks and Romans and of Christ. In every case, these men are portrayed with short hair, similar of what we should find today. And here we have a few people right here.
No, but Rob, you don't need to read that. This is just an example. Look at these people. These were around when Jesus Christ was crucified. They didn't have long hair. That's my point. You don't have to read it. It's okay. Just saying that this is my point. So I'll go on with the other things, and I'll show you my conclusion to all this. Right?
Jewish Talmudic instructions. Every day, all priests should cut their hair. Is this image really Jesus? Michelangelo frowningly painted Cesar Borgia as Jesus Christ to receive the world. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I told you yesterday.
Yeah, he never did have long hair. That's my point. So they're portraying him to have long hair. So the question is who is this other person? Could that be the morning star? Could it be?
It could be the morning star. It could be anything right there, you know.
Because don't forget, they did want who wants to be worshipped, you know.
Yeah, exactly. The devil himself. This is a really good information for people to get into. I mean, there's a lot of information, and it just makes you wonder.
And people can say, yeah, but you know what? The scissors, they weren't around for a long time, right? Well, I found something here came out.
And it says from M&R in the 14th century BCE. And it just says that arrow, the javelin, skull, and scissors, long nails, bronze scrapers, mills or mortars, many kinds of grindstone, pestles, various tools, and stone rings.
See, it came like around that time.
Greek influence, yeah, that for them to cut their hair.
So the question is that's Lucifer that we see everywhere. It's not really Jesus Christ, is it?
I guess not.
Because Jesus Christ would have short hair, and you know what I always say? I say that if Jesus wanted to be seen, there were great painters back then. They could have made great pictures of himself, but he doesn't want to be seen. He doesn't want people to remember how he looks, because of him, it's the message. So that's my thing of my comment of the week with that, and the next article. Oops, let me just or piece of news bit. I'm just going to focus it because it's too big. Okay, now this one's brace yourselves. Hold on to your seats.
Right there. Oh my God! Is this what you were telling me?
Yes, it was on Pastor's Perspective.
The problem. It's legal. Amazingly, the Danes, Finns, Hungarians, and Swedes currently say it's legal to have sex with animals, as long as the animals are not hurt. But how would you know? Soon there will be one less place in Europe where people can fornicate with animals legally anyways. A new law on the table in Denmark proposes to make sex with animals known as zoophilia illegal. The Danish law currently states that humans can have sex with animals as long as the animal doesn't suffer, which begs questions. How would one know if an animal enjoys human sex? I propose a change of the law on protection of animals to state explicitly that sexual relations with animals are no longer permitted. I think it's no longer be permitted. It shouldn't be thought of. It's sick. Gosh.
Why would
the law? Well, not take it away. They should take it away as soon as possible.
But apparently, from what I was told, people from around the world go to Denmark or these parts of the world just to do this with animals.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't research such things. I wouldn't know, and it's. I think I've heard about that. Yeah, because these types of movies come from there. I've heard of that when I was younger.
Look at this. I can't. For some odd reason, it's not. It's grayed out instead of blue, but right here.
Like, yeah, a specialized charge between $85 and $170 on the animal of choice. People actually pay for that.
What a sick world.
And
what a very sick world.
Yeah, and I just want to make a comment on the other article that you had before. And this article, like on top, the other was on top, this was on the side. What does it talk about? Number 2, Ebola. That's all you see everywhere. Can't escape it.
Yeah, I know. But Rob, this in a way, I find it's like, what are they trying to do? Like interbreed with animals? Like, is this what?
Yeah, like the Nephilims did back in the past. Yeah. Like, I mean, the fallen angel and, yeah, all of that.
Anyways, it's very, very sick. Look at it. I can't believe this. It's sickening. It's very sickening. I can't look at this.
I know.
Having sex multiple times with both roommate dogs. Come on. Anyways, this is a kid show, so this part of the show you shouldn't be showing to your kids.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, enough with that now. You know, we don't want to ghost our worldwide transmission viewers, because there's people right now in England and Australia watching, and of course the States and Canada, but and maybe other places which I can't really check now. We don't want to scare them all. And we're going to be getting. Did you get this one?
I know, Rob, but I had to put it on because, like, the times of Noah, it's coming now. Like, you know, it's upon us. That's my point.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Trish is like, you know, wild up because she says, what's happening? You guys don't need me. But
all right.
So don't go anywhere, right?
Right. We'll be right back.
Full presentation by Milan Martin is essential viewing for anyone who does not yet understand the mechanics of the New World Order and the satanic elements of the One World Government prophesied in the Bible. Milan connects the dots to reveal the Luciferian doctrines that fuel the governments of the world. He explains how the military-industrial complex creates wealth as wars are waged all over the world. rumors that Hitler was financed by American industrialists, such as and others, and that Germany's scientists and engineers were relocated to the United States after World War II. They later provided the expertise for NASA and the CIA. Milan also uncovers the dark doctrine of social Darwinism, another name for eugenics, and explains that wars are just one of the methods used by the global elite to control the growth of the world's populations. The Luciferian doctrines of the New Age underpin the charters and initiatives of the United Nations, which has its roots in theosophy. The discussion ultimately leads to some speculation about the mark of the beast spoken of in Revelation. The ultimate secret society, the global banking cabal, will ultimately become the biggest weapon against society as the satanic captains of commerce wage economic warfare on the unsuspecting masses. It's time for every thinking Christian to pay attention and to get serious about their relationship with God and not be seduced by the temporary glory, wealth, and power offered by the prince of this world, Satan.
Yeah, thank you very much, Trish. You know, I mean, you're way ahead of your game. That's one thing we here at M&R TV live show always appreciate.
All right, I'm back on my laptop.
Okay, Robert. It's good to see that you're back.
Yeah, I kept the other one on in case something happens again. All right, so.
Up.
Pardon?
Did I hear you say you're back on your desktop?
Yeah, I just have to get on the 12160. I just have to get on the chat room again, you know, because someone was asking me a question before. All right, why am I coughing? Illuminati defectors, detailed persuasive conspiracy, satanic cult plans of forthright. If you detect the devil's hands in current event, you may be closer to the truth than you think. A woman who was raised in the Illuminati cult describes a powerful secret organization comprising of 1% of the U.S. population has infiltrated all social institutions and is covertly preparing a military takeover. Her revelations cast the war on terror and homeland security in a new light. Zvali, I've heard of her. I think I even talked to her. Zvali is the pseudonym of a woman aged 45 who was a mind programmer for the cult in 1996, and she had 30 trainers reporting to her. She had risked her life to warn humanity. She described a sadistic satanic cult led by the richest and most powerful people in the world. It is largely homosexual and pedophile practices, animal sacrifices, and ritual murder. It works hand in hand with the CIA Freemasonry. It is Aryan supremacist. German is spoken at the top, but welcomes Jewish apostates. It controls the world traffic in drugs, guns, pornography, and prostitution. It may be behind political assassinations and terrorism, including September 11th. The Mariolaur sniper and the Valley bomb blast. Yes, it's pretty interesting. Do you see anything of interest?
Well, you know, I'm just scrolling down.
Yeah. Oh, for heaven's sakes.
What? What happened, Rob?
I don't know. Everything's going wrong tonight. Anything that could go wrong can go wrong. Okay. Trying to fix that problem.
You know why everything's going wrong? Because we're getting onto something. We're onto something. That's why.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Svali. The Illuminati are present in every major metropolitan centers in the United States. The Illuminati believes in controlling an area through its banks and financial institutions. Guess how many sit on banking boards? You'd be surprised. Local government, guess how many got elected to local city councils. Children are encouraged to go to law school and medical schools. Media, others are encouraged to go to journalism school. And members help fund local papers. The Illuminati is a group that practices a form of faith known as enlightenment. It is Luciferian, and they teach their followers that their roots go back to ancient mystery religion, Babylon, Egypt, and Celtic Druidism. They have taken what they consider the best of each, the foundation practice, and joined them together into a strongly occult discipline. Many groups at the local level worship such deities as El, Baal, and Ashtar, as well as Isis and Osiris and Set. I do not know that people teach and practice evil. Now, did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, they're all Satan. They're all satanic.
One of the groups, one of the names.
Yeah, ISIS.
Exactly, Isis. So there you go, folks. Some kind of Egyptian deity, Isis. So if people wonder, where does Isis come from? ISIS comes. It's created from Al Qaeda. Well, we know Al Qaeda where it was created from. It was all created by the New World Order, and ISIS is something else. So it seems as if it's demonic in nature too. So there is a connection between whatever they call themselves, ISIS, and there's an ISIS deity.
That's like the swastika, you know?
Yeah.
Before it was just a simple, then simple, then guess who took it? You know, it's the same thing with that.
It's just something I find very evil.
For sure they're evil.
It's hand in hand. What they would do, it's just they in plain sight that they're using this. They're using these names in plain sight. ISIS. And then people will wonder, where do they come from?
My history does repeat itself, eh?
Yeah, it does.
Gosh. I'm just going down. I'm just going down on the
article here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm starting coughing all of a sudden. Darn it! I wish I had that. Eh? Well, first of all, I got booted off the show. I couldn't get back on. Now I'm starting to cough. I'm telling you, the powers that be don't want this show to be taken seriously.
No, they don't. They do not want us doing this, but we got to keep doing it and fighting it and getting the word out, because we have to fight the New World Order.
Speaking of the NWO and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdoms as yet, but receive powers as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Revelation 17:12 and 13. In the Bible talks about the new world order. The NWO and the New World Order is upon us. As amazing as it may seem, we are living in the last days. The world is quickly uniting into a one-world government, economy, religion, and casteless society under the control of the Council on Foreign Relations. The United Nations, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, World Bank, Bilderberg Group, and Trilado Commission. All these groups are the vehicle for which the Illuminati control. The Illuminati refer to a tightly organized network of family dynasties representing Anglo-American, European aristocracy and Jewish finance, joined by intermarriage, belief in the occult, and hatred of Christianity. Freemasonry is their instrument. They care nothing for their non-Illuminati brethren, Jewish or not. They will destroy billions as they create a neo-feudal world characterized by the super rich, the support staff, soldiers, and serfs. The Illuminati is an occult-inspired group of elite families who control the world's leaders through blackmail, bribery, and when needed, ruthless tyranny. Wow, this is good information. The Bible teaches in 2 Corinthians 4:4 that Satan is the god of this sinful world. As such, Satan needs a way to control the world. Satan uses occult organizations to accomplish this. Such organizations are the Skull and Bones, which you know about, officially the Order of Death, the Rosicrucians, the Bohemian Grove, which we've talked about, the Russian Orthodox Church, Freemasonry, and others. The word occult means hidden. Satan operates in secrecy behind his works are evil and must be hid from the eyes of the public, lest Christians expose Satan's work of darkness.
Yeah, and we're not talking about we're not talking about Satan with the pitchfork and who is red here. A lot of people think that's how Satan looks like, and that's not how he looks like.
No. We were discussing this yesterday when we went to Halloween store, and there was like an ugly devil with a pitchfork and red horns and all that. No, 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 no. That's not how he looks.
He's supposed to be beautiful looking, unfortunately.
Exactly. And it says over here, for an excellent understanding of the New World Order, its beginnings, and where the world is headed, please read William Guy Carr's Timeless Pawns in the Game. And I read the book. But this is for people that want to read the book and that want to know more about the New World Order. We know enough about it that we basically... and look at the checkers. The Freemasonry. Look at the Freemason building. The Freemason floors have the checkers, the black and white.
Yeah.
Remember in the Freemason building?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I just wanted to bring that up. And Charles Taze Russell, the Russell family, one of the 13 bloodline Illuminatis, founded the Jehovah's Witness and was a third degree Freemason. Freemasonry is an occult organization saturated with demonic philosophy. Joseph Smith founded the Mormon religion and was also a 33rd degree Mason. Mary Baker Eddy, who founded Christian Science, was married to a Freemason. She was an associate of 33rd degree Freemason. Henry Steele Olcott, who founded a Satan worship cult called the Theosophical Society, along with the mother of the New Age movement and Hitler's spiritual guide, Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, was also a 33rd degree Freemasonry. These individuals all sold their souls to the New World Order, to Satan, in exchange for wealth, fame, and abundant worldly pleasures. And we know what worldly pleasures means. Do you not know, Mario?
Yeah.
Women abundance. Women rock and roll. Well, I shouldn't say rock and roll, but women, drugs, sex, and God knows what else.
Whatever that's against God's will.
Yeah. Freemasonry is the common denominator in most of America's mainstream religions today. Oral Roberts, the infamous fake healer and Pentecostal, was a 33rd degree Freemason. Other famous religion Freemasons are Jesse Jackson, Norman Vincent Peale, Billy Graham, Robert Scholar, Broxmy Oxnard, etc. So you see, Satan influences many people through occult-inspired false religion.
Interesting.
Exactly. And a lot of people will say, you guys get all the best information.
Well, we have to. You know, oh, look at this, Albert Pike.
Albert Pike, and isn't he the father of them all, the granddaddy of Freemasonry? Right there. He wrote a book called La Femme et l'Enfant dans les Francs-Maçonneries. Franc-Maçonnerie means Freemasons in French. Universel, which book states is quoted. To which we must say to the crowd, we worship a God, but it is not the God, the one who adores without suspicions. To you, sovereign grand inspectors general, we say this, that you may repeat to the brethren of the 32nd, 31st, and 30th degree, the Masonic religion should be by all of us initiates of the high degrees maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. So if Lucifer were not God, would Adonai, the God of the Christians, whose deeds proves his cruelty, perfidy, and hatred of man, barbarism, and repulsion for science, would Adonai and his priests calumniate him? Yes, Lucifer is God, and unfortunately Adonai is also God. For the eternal law is that there is no light without shade, no beauty without ugliness, no white without black. For the absolute can only exist as two gods, darkness being necessary to light to serve as its foil, as the pedestal is necessary to the statue and the brake to the locomotive. It is tragic that so many men, even professed Christians, think that Freemasonry is such a wonderful organization, when in reality their leaders at the 30 degrees and higher have sold their souls to Lucifer, Satan, and worship him. Albert Pike's own word tells on Freemasons. Even a casual study on the subject will reveal that Albert Pike is still strongly revered amongst Freemason leadership.
Now, Rob, whose quote was this anyways? Was it Albert Pike?
I would think so, yeah. I would think that that's his quote from what I hear, but This is the Freemasons quote for sure, or they go upon it. They live by that quote.
No, this one here is from Either Star. This one right here.
Exactly. Many authors have published books on Freemasonry, some printing the rituals, some of their personal observations on certain facts, but few of these authors have themselves passed into occult masonry, the real masonry of the Kabbalistic degrees, which is in touch with all secret societies, Masonic as well as non-Masonic. Yeah, so I don't know about you, but do you want to join any of these groups, Mario?
No way. Why enslave people? Why give them false hope and false garbage? And no way, man, never.
It just seems, you know, and people are wondering. People ask me, what is the Freemasons all about? So it's right there. It's all as we're doing. It's all in print right there for you guys, right there. In the book, The New World Order, the Masons know that they must conceal their horrible secret from the people. The secret is simple, and the fact that certain of their members worship Lucifer, and that they keep their secret from the overwhelming majority of their own members. Their own members don't even know about this, or they don't believe it. And certainly the public is not to know the fact. The religion of the NWO is New Age, which teaches that there are many different paths to the light. This is a sharp contradiction to the biblical proclamation that Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven. New Age doesn't view God as a natural person, but rather as the energy that binds the universe together. God is a person who has the characteristics of personality, intellect, emotion, and will. God is not merely energy nor blind force, nor the sum total of everything. Pantheism. God is a person who speaks and hears and blesses.
Well, he is the Almighty God after all.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, so that's what Freemason is all about.
This is quite long, this article.
But it's a good piece of information.
Yeah, it is very great information, you know. I'm glad you discovered it and that we're sharing it amongst people out there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
I mean, I'm still going to scroll down because there's probably
but it does say that Albert Pike, he wants a third world war, yeah, and that's what he wants. He wants a third world war. It's got to be done. The Illuminati, between the political and the leaders of Islamic world. He wants to put the Islamic world with the Jewish, the Muslims, and the state of Israel, and he wants to create all this stuff and destroy everybody.
Albert Pike.
Yeah, he wants a war between Jews, non-Jews, everything, everybody.
Third World War, eh?
Yeah, exactly. And the Pope is also part of this, of the demonic New World Order.
What the heck did I just read here?
Where? Where?
Right here.
The NIV was published in part by Homosexual. That's the new international version.
Yeah.
And I have that version.
What the heck is that?
There's many things that we're still discovering. There's probably a lot of stuff we think we know that we don't know. We don't claim to know it all.
Now this one, Anton LaVey.
Anton LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan in 1966. LaVey later published the Satanic Bible in 1969, in which the Rolling Stones rock band released an album titled The Satanic Majesty's Request, featuring the song Sympathy for the Devil. On the Eagles album cover of Hotel California, Anton LaVey appears in the balcony of the rear cover. It is widely perpetrated that the song Hotel California is a tribute to the Church of Satan, where you can check out at any time you like, but you can never leave. And that's like, and now we're getting to the demonic music over here of Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin, Aleister Crowley. There's a lot of stuff.
But Rob, getting back to Albert Pike, I remember reading or hearing that he says that there's going to be a World War III. He was predicting it to be 2012.
Really, 2012? I don't know. Yeah, he wants to fight the Illuminati between political Islamic world, Zionists, and Muslims, and Christianity, and there's a lot of stuff he wants. But they will fail. He will fail doing this.
Glenn Danzig.
You know Glenn Danzig?
Yeah.
One of the most openly satanic bands in rock. Glenn Danzig spewing his hatred for the Lord Jesus Christ, proudly designed the logo for the band. A demon strangling Jesus Christ with blood gushing from Jesus' eyes. One of Danzig's songs is Serpent, Jesus Snakes of Christ. Well, I don't think I want to listen to him. Even Johnny Cash sang the song 13 by Satanists. I would imagine it has something to do with 13 bloodlines, perhaps. The occult leaders in government. Right here. Yeah, at the Bohemian Grove annually, where they do mock sacrifices at the Bohemian Grove. Well, that happens every summer. Hitler was a known occultist. George W. Bush Sr. and Jr. And Mario's buddy here, Henry Kissinger.
Oh, yeah.
Ronald Reagan and thousands of top leaders attended the annual demonic Bohemian Grove just north of San Francisco, where mock human sacrifices offered to a 40-foot owl. Former U.S. President Richard Nixon has openly stated the Bohemian Grove is saturated with homosexuals. Every U.S. president since Herbert Hoover has been a member of the Bohemian Grove. Bohemian Grove is the top of the iceberg. So I'm sure that Barry Soetoro, known as Barack Obama, has been there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's just going crazy there. I'm sure him and his wife go crazy there. I don't want to get into details of what they do, but people can, figure it out what they do.
What we're trying to say over here.
Yeah, it's not good.
And look at what it says. Did you ever think that the Illuminati could have quietly killed President? Go down. Are you able to go down?
Yeah, I'm going down.
Did you ever think to stop it? The Illuminati could have quietly killed President John F. Kennedy without poison or some other silent way. Why did they execute him in a highly visibility in front of the public and cameras? It's because the evil banksters and criminal barons behind the NWO wanted to send a message to everyone to either go along or die. Kennedy's executive order 111110 was a major threat to the treasons of banking establishments, and they murdered Kennedy to send a direct message to any others would-be heroes. It is highly likely that FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover was instrumental in having Kennedy assassinated for the criminal banking elite. And for all those people that think that the president actually runs the country, he doesn't. And there's more proof right here.
No, he doesn't.
Doesn't at all, at all, at all.
Unfortunately.
Pardon?
Unfortunately, no, he doesn't. No,
not at all. And also, high-ranking Freemasons are demonic, evil, and a bunch of murderous, satanic, worshipping trash. But the majority of low-level Freemasons are a front for the organization's good and decent, law-abiding men who are ignorant and have only joined the organizations to gain prestige and the benefits of belonging to the group. Of the lower-level Freemasons I have met, they have all boasted of their membership in Freemasonry. However, the Bible strongly condemns such affiliations with unbelievers in 2 Corinthians 6:4-7. Freemasonry is of the devil. And there we have your good buddy here, Alex Jones.
Now, how could our MnRTV live show go without us bringing up Alex Jones, who just sent me and I'm sure everybody else out there email? Anyhow,
did I get it? Did I get an email from him? I'll check in 1 second. Yeah, I did. I sure did. The New World Order is a powerful offshore corporation and banks that combine forces to bring in a tyranny of a society-wide base. All the New World Order is private corporations paying off your governments to sign treaties with the granting them government power to create monopolies and cartels to control the free market and society. They have stolen us blind. They have stolen Iceland, England, Europe, Canada, and Australia, and the United States blind. It is fraudulent. It is based in fraud. They can create unlimited derivatives, unlimited currency, and credit for themselves. But they need fake environmentalists to actually get your property. They need fake government rules to seize all the major highways and roads and turn them into toll roads for offshore corporations like Centra of Spain. This is looting. This is corporation. I could see him venting it out. You, with that voice that he has?
You're going crazy, going nuts, just, you know, just letting everything out.
Exactly. And then he goes on to talk about football and Hollywood stars and diversions and clothes and so on and so forth. But I think that's it for this information.
Yeah, because it is quite long and there is...
Yeah, so exactly. So we might as well get on to the next one, the next piece of information. So that's it. The people, the low levels of Freemasonry either don't know anything and they think it's good to be. And if you notice, I think that they do boast that they are in it.
Well, yeah, because that's, for them, it's like prestige, you know?
I wonder what they get out of it, but...
I really don't know.
Like the low level.
What's prestige, Rob? Okay, the next piece of...
I don't know, man. I don't know what's so good about it. Yeah. And we'll be getting to it there, and as we can see, in God we trust. Yeah, they trust the eyes of Osiris, of Horus, on the pyramid. Exposing the Illuminati, occult, elites, Freemasonry, Bohemian Grove, Bilderberg site in groups in plain sight, New World Order. And there we've got a Bible verse right there, which I won't read, but it says in Ephesians 5:11, and this here is for the Christians that say, why do you do this? Why do you expose it? Do not participate in the unfruitfulness deeds of darkness, but instead even expose them. 12, for it is disgraceful even to speak of the things which are done by them in secret. So God even tells us to expose the deeds of darkness. So this is for people that tell me, why do you do this for Christians? Read that and come and tell me then if God instructs us to do this, that is why we're doing it.
Well, we just got to keep praying also.
Well, yeah, but that's, yeah. Exactly, and it talks about, yeah, so look at down, if you go down, look at that, the bombs going off, and they're saying peace, and look at all the dead bodies, and the press.
But they don't care, you know?
But quite a nice little illustration. You see all the dead bodies?
Yeah. But look how they're hypocrites. You see what they put in the back?
Yeah, peace. And that looks like a bit like Obama, right?
Probably is.
And the press, CNN, Fox News, ABC.
NBC.
NBC, yeah. And all peace and, you know, exactly.
The list goes on of all those companies that are media companies, including Reuters. You know who owns them all. Mm. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly, for sure. And then they're talking about Alice Bailey and Madame Helvin Blavatsky. Lucis Trust, that's an organization that's evil, and even they named their own name by the most famous fallen angel, Lucifer. Lucis Trust. Lucis probably means trust in Lucifer.
And people out there don't know this. People out there don't care.
Well, I knew about this since 1996 I knew about it.
The people don't care, Rob. That's the problem. That's what we're faced with today.
With sheeple, exactly.
And there we are, back to the fallen angels.
Yeah, it just goes back to that. So it's all connected. It's all connected. Whether we want to or not, and people say, what do you talk about the fallen angels or the giants? It's all connected. It's all connected to what's going on now. And they want to. Yeah, and they want the reappearance of the Christ. There's a time of preparation that only a new civilization and culture and a new world order, but also for the coming of new spiritual dispensation. Today, the reappearance of the world teacher, the Christ, the Antichrist, is expected by millions, not only by those of Christian faith, but by those of every faith who expect the Avatar under other names, the Lord Matriarch, Krishna, Messiah, Iman, Mahdi, and Bud, his Vasta. The last one, I don't know. Do you know what the last one is?
No, I have no idea. I've never heard of that before.
Maybe, I don't know.
Buddha, maybe.
Maybe.
Buddhist, I don't know.
Prime Minister in the UK recently gave a speech at the UN last week vowing to crush Bible prophecy in the UK, calling Bible believers non-violent extremists like the Ku Klux Klan and Nazis. He goes on to request more power to stamp out Bible belief in the UK. Well, we know who David Cameron is. We know who he works for.
Yeah, we know he's not he's probably a lizard.
Yeah, look at him. Look at those eyes. He's probably a lizard for sure.
That's what he is. No wonder Scotland want to depart from England. Having a minister like that, oh boy.
Yeah, exactly. But who is in London besides the Queen? The finance capital. Who's there? The Rothschilds. They have the Rothschild family, the most powerful family in the world, is in there. And there's good videos right there of everything hidden in plain facts. Crown, Corona.
There's a lot of videos.
Yeah, there's a lot of videos. I haven't seen them all, but there's a lot of good videos for people that want to see this. We can't play this. And look over here, 9/11.
Yeah, there's a picture. I thought this was a video, but yeah.
No. 9/11. It is a mathematical formula. Pull out a calculator, enter 9 divided by 11. 9 by 11 equals .81818181. And then it talks about gold and Jewish geometer, Horus, Masons, Tower, Inferno, Black Pole, Black Magic, dollars. So, you know, for people, 9/11 was not only done to create a false flag in the New World Order, it was also a mass sacrifice. And right there, it's all right there. It was a mass sacrifice that they did it to their gods.
Yeah, I'm sure that babies got sacrificed and blood sacrificed and.
Well, 3,000 that died in 9/11.
Rob, this is quite long. This article. I mean, this piece of news bit. Should I still keep it or?
Yeah, just go down. It talks about the Cabala, the new 9/11 occultists, 9/11. So yeah, we could go down. You know, we can't. You know, we could just do one show just on one page here. But you know, when we get the information, we get the information for you guys. Do we not?
Yeah, well, definitely. Who can agree with that?
Exactly. So people can just click on the links after our show if they want to see these videos right here, and you're gonna spend hours and hours.
Yeah, this picture. I think I posted it up on the Conspiracy Talk.
The one eye, exactly. Yeah.
Look, there's even what's his name, Eminem here, and Billy.
And Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
And she's getting married, by the way.
Maybe she'll straighten out her life.
Maybe. Global epidemic exposed, right there. So that's probably another good one. The cult of Saturn.
I think I've seen this. This is what they talk about. It might be that actually what I've seen where they were talking about Christ cutting his hair.
And there's Baphomet.
You know, I just can't take this anymore. All these lies. I'm fed up. You know, it's like depressing.
Exactly, and it's all pre-planned. All of this.
And look who's here. Look who's here.
Mark Dice, right there, talking about secret societies of Hollywood. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen him doing anything. I haven't gotten any any notifications.
No, he's been quiet. Maybe he's writing a new book.
Yeah, he's writing a new book, but I'm not gonna buy it.
And look who's here, Rob, your favorite.
Aleister Crowley, do as thou wilt. actually came from Benjamin Franklin. Franklin was an occultist, Satanist, and indulged in child sacrifice. Franklin attended the drunken ritual orgies in a secret society. They would get drunk, dress prostitutes up like nuns, and have orgies in underground caves which resemble black masses, although they worship pagan deities Bacchus and Venus. While not actual professional Satanists, their motto, "Fais ce que voudras," do what thou wilt, which later used by Satanist Aleister Crowley. And we did a show on Aleister Crowley a while back, didn't we not?
Yeah, and what he communicated with, and
yeah, he opened up a doorway, and he was the world's wickedest man. But I think we should get on the next article because it is pretty long. We're not even halfway, but I think people do get the information here.
Yeah, it is long. I was saying, boy, we're gonna stay here up till 10 o'clock.
Like we
used to do,
yeah, exactly.
You know, I really don't mind.
No, as long as we get the information out.
Imagination, or this is the same thing like I put up before. Bear with me here.
No, you didn't put it up before, did you? This you did.
This, yeah, but it looks so much like this. Didn't we just put it up?
No.
No?
No, it looks the same, but it talks about the Masonic Foundation. That's going to read a little bit of the United States. And few students of American history will ever be taught the truth about Americans' Masonic origins, mainly because most readers of history are woefully ignorant themselves. Few people have the character nor interest to read. There are thousands of books available on the Illuminati, secret societies, Luciferians, and the New World Order, and all sorts of related topics. I bought a bunch of ISO to say the least. One of the most interesting books I've read is titled Illuminati to Deceit and Seductions by Dr. Henry McCall. I've read about that, and it's a good book. Most Americans scoff at the mentions of conspiracies, but this country was created by Freemasonry and they don't have a clue. Freemasons drafted the Constitution and signed the Declaration of Independence. Masons disguised as Indians dumped the tea in Boston Harbor. Paul Revere and his Minutemen, George Washington and most of his generals as well as were all Masons. Freemasons is the Church of Lucifer, masquerading as a mythical philanthropic order. It's French for Illuminati, Masonic, and Kabbalistic Jews, central bankers who started the U.S. as a vehicle to advance the New World Order. In the words of Mason's elders, Manly P. Hall, we must have perfect plan of the ages, setting up here the machinery for a world brotherhood of nations and races. The Freemasons provided Americans with still valid ideals, civil liberties, equal opportunity, and no taxation without representation. But they were enticements designed to win power. As you might have noticed, these promises are not being kept. Exactly. So,
no, they're not.
They changed the whole ways. Exactly.
I don't know. Is there more on here? Because I know you said that there wasn't.
Well, I just talked about the Freemasonry is based on Cabala, the enlightenment of Cabala, right there, and it goes on to talk about that they get involved with the cult, mystery rites involving music, intoxicants, orgastic, sexual, and human. What, Mario? Yeah.
No, nothing. I didn't say anything. I'm just taking down all this information, soaking it all in, you know?
Yeah, because the stuff I'm getting to is mind-boggling, isn't it not?
Yeah,
Lucifer,
it is. It's like...
who exemplified evil was known as a dying god because every winter he died. Kabbalism is a sex cult tied to the cycle of the seasons. It is concerned with the incestuous mating of the god and goddess to ensure fertility. Lucifer demands sacrifices. He must be appeased to avert his evil and direct it against one's enemies The most sacrifice is the slaughter of a child. Livingstone explains. Exactly. And look, it says the jinn. Man, isn't the jinn
Demons.
the demon? Eh?
Yeah, they're demons,
Genie,
but they're
no?
also genie. Yeah, they're genie in the bottle, but they're demons, like fallen angels. Like you know, that's what it is. Basically, it is.
Yeah, the jinn demon's possession, exactly. And they eat its flesh and drink its blood so that the god could be reborn in them. So they get kind of possessed doing this. Illuminati defectors testify that these practices continue today. Livingstone says that these rituals usually involve sexual orgies where a priest and a priestess impersonate the gods and goddesses. It is a sacred marriage. They become possessed and produce a son of God who would then rule as king. The Cabala. It promotes promiscuity, pedestry, and incest, and is used to degrade and saturnize human beings, as why modernism is Kabbalistic spell.
You know, a lot of people in Hollywood were into the Kabbalah.
Oh yeah, like Madonna.
Yeah, she was like so keen on it and saying, "Oh, we gotta do it. It's the best. It's good." I wonder why, eh?
Exactly, and people are going crazy in our conspiracy talk right now. That's great.
Conspiracy talk or?
No, not conspiracy. That's a triangle. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Just looking at it, you know. Okay, all right. The Luciferian conspiracy, world domination, and look, we saw that exact mask. We saw it.
Only it was in red.
Red, exactly. The Bible speaks of a conspiracy in Judah among the people. Jeremiah 11:9. And the Lord said unto me, a conspiracy is found among the men of Judah and among the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Conspiracies are nothing new. My friends, there are millions of conspiracies in this world. A conspiracy is defined as two or more people plotting to do evil. Having said that, there has been a Luciferian conspiracy at work since the beginning of mankind, since the serpent beguiled Eve in the Garden of Eden. The devil desires to dominate the world and command and worship all of humanity. The following information is quoted from the excellent book Terrorism and Illuminati, a 3,000-year-old history. I think I have that book. I had that book.
You had so many books.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I think I still have it, or did I give it? No, I had that book. I read it, and yeah, I don't have it anymore. It wasn't the books that when I did my cleanup for some reason.
No, you got rid of it.
Yeah, it was like too long. I don't know. It was like it was just I don't know. There must have been a reason why I got it, but it just talks about even the CIA, the world's leading CIA, Mossad, Britain's M16, as well as international crime syndicates like the Mafia and the Asian Tyrads and the Yakuza and Japan's second, adopting any disguise to suit their collective objectiveness. It does, eh? Yeah, so people were saying about the Mafia, yeah, they work for the New World Order.
They all do. Wherever money is involved, it's all connected.
Follow the money trail.
It's connected to the New World Order, the Rothschild. It's very simple. It's like what I was saying before about signing contracts. It's like you're signing your life up, you know?
Exactly. Well, it is a contract, is it not?
Yeah.
Okay, and there's more books down there. I mean, New World Order book collection. That's and the globalist, and you know that yeah, God, the churches of America are natively being led to love, worship, and support wickedism, Christ rejection, blasphemous Jews. God never tells us to worship nor idolize the nations of Israel, nor the Jews. It is Satanism. God magnifies His word and the holy name of Jesus. Exactly.
Oprah Winfrey is another big fan.
Of what?
I'm seeing right here.
Are you able to highlight it? Because it's very small to me.
Is it small? Oh, you should have told me. I would have made it bigger. But now the thing is
It's
right
okay.
there. Yeah, there. I made it bigger. You see that?
Yeah, Oprah Winfrey is another big fan. Just like Joel Osteen, Rick Warren promotes the New World Order. God give us some leather lung John the Baptist, George Whitefield, Billy Sunday type preacher again. And then it just talks about same-sex rights and what the Illuminati are doing. And I guess you guys get the picture here. We don't have to go on to it.
The jungle out there.
It is, exactly. But
And
exactly.
now we're getting into Hollywood. I mean, the what do you call it? The music industry, the sick music industry, and that's what we're going to be seeing soon, right?
What, this picture right here?
Yeah.
Look, look at it. It just looks as if we could just go in there. It's as if it's so surreal. It's so.
It's pretty sad when you ask me.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like the end of the world right there in that picture. And after the picture, there's more stuff which we're not going to get into. 3 world wars were planned over a century ago by Albert Pike. Here's what's coming next.
Yeah, you see.
Albert Pike was.
What? Over a century ago.
Albert Pike was a Freemason. And Freemason is supposed to be something good, they say.
But, you know, it's not good. I never liked Freemasons. I know whatever. If I know any Freemasons, I always go the opposite of what they say. Did you agree, Rob?
I agree. No, we don't need trouble like that. Not at all. Okay, so it's now the next
bit of information
right here. When you're ready, just let me know.
I'm ready. It's up.
The Secret Order of the Illuminati, a brief history of the Moria and the Shadow Government. That's your favorite word, isn't it, Mario? The Shadow Government.
Yeah.
You love saying that, right?
Yes, because there's someone else governing everything else that we don't see. That's what it comes down to.
We've got a question already.
We do?
Yeah. Yeah, we might as well. I don't know. Should we answer it now? I guess so, because it's going down. Somebody asks, what do you think? What do you guys think about Karen, the World Banker whistleblower, said on your show about Rothschilds only being the puppets of the real 13 families? I don't recall her saying that the Rothschilds are puppets.
No way. Are you kidding me? They're the puppet masters, maybe.
Exactly. Oh yeah. That's the way. Exactly. I don't know. Did people lose their feed? If you guys lost the feed of the Satango, just refresh, people. I don't know what's going on tonight. I mean, I had a hard time getting on the show. Like even previously, before getting on the show, I had a lot of trouble. You know, so just refresh.
You know what it is? The puppet masters.
The masters of puppets.
They don't want us doing a show. That's why.
Exactly. Yeah, people say that it lags and everything. Yeah, well, that's what I had trouble getting on the show tonight. Like a lot of problems tonight getting on the show, but it's okay. All right, so this whole thing with the Illuminati and shadow government may be unreal to many people, but stay with me for a while and give it a chance. Most of us can agree upon that something is very wrong with this planet. Civil wars, diseases, famine, ethnic cleansing, religious wars, different violations of human rights. The list is long and just goes on. All these bad conditions totally separate from each other, or do they have a common source? And I believe that they do have a common source. I mean, of course, I mean, life is just not the way it used to be. It's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
All these people have their own agenda. The Illuminati, or Moria, conquering Win, as they prefer to call themselves these days, is a very secretive group of occult practitioners who have been around for thousands and thousands of years. It is not a boys' club or a group of adults parenting, trying to get some excitement in life. No, they're not trying. They have their own agenda. These people.
Yeah, and we're
And
part of it.
well, we're not part of the. We're not part of the. We're part of not the Illuminati, but that's enslavements right here.
Yeah, that's what they want us to be part of, the enslavement. That's what.
This is a well-structured organization consisting of people in extremely high places. These people are the super wealthy who stand above the law. Many of them don't even appear on the list of the wealthiest people of the world. It's the secret. Exactly. Bill Gates is Illuminati, but the people that control the world, they don't even appear on these names. They don't have their names on it. This website has a certain purpose. First of all, I will try to brief you on the current scene. The Illuminati and the black nobility. The word Illuminati means people claim to be usually enlightenment. They are enlightened. I'm not going to get into it deeply because most of the people that watch our show know what the Illuminati is, what it means. But this is good for the new people because we have new viewers every week, eh, Mario?
Yeah, it doesn't stop. It's good. I like it.
At least our work doesn't go up in vain right there. These people are the top players of the international playground, basically belong to the 13 of the wealthiest families in the world. And there are, where was it now? The 13 of the wealthiest family in the world. And these men who rule the world from behind the scenes, yes, they're mostly men with a few exceptions. They are the black nobility, the decision makers, who make up the rules for presidents and governments to follow. And they are often led from public scrutiny as their actions can't stand being scrutinized. Their bloodlines go back thousands and thousands of years. Their power lies in the occult and in the economy. Money creates power. The Illuminati own all the international banks, the oil businesses, the most powerful businesses of industries and trade. They infiltrate politics and their own governments, or at least control them. And I think that's all I want to say about that article, because if you could go down, because I think I've gotten to the point right there. People in our show do know what the Illuminati is. But it's,
you know what? They need to be refreshed. You know, that's what it is too, for the new people out there, because we tend to forget. We're easily forgettable.
Well, the thing is, the real 13, she said they're not even human. Well, the 13 aren't not human. They're probably how can we say? Hybrids. Exactly. So she is right about that. You know, but she did say about they own the skulls and all of that. Whatever they are, they're non-human reptilians, you know. And she is right about that. I agree with it. They're not humans.
Well, it can't be humans to want to kill humans. Kind of like
exactly.
the movie The
Karen
Matrix.
Hudgens is right about that. That's for sure. And there is 13 families right there. We can see it, and sometimes it changes. Like my one of my mentors, the one and the only Fritz Springmeier, wrote the book years ago. He says it changes all the time. And look, and the following families are also interconnected: the Reynolds, the Disney, the Krupp, and the McDonald family.
Oh man, that really sucks for me, man.
But I've told you.
But I can't help it. I like it. I love it. You know.
We're drinking that poison coffee and eating that food, and who knows? Maybe you're gonna turn into a reptilian yourself. What?
I don't eat the food. Maybe they put Ebola, something for Ebola in there. Who knows?
Don't give them ideas. It's too late now. You gave them ideas. Now they're gonna put that. All right. Back to the secret society, the Brotherhood of the Snake, a secret society that refers to Satan, the great serpent, back in the Garden of Eden. The Illuminati considers Satan beings to good God and the Old Testament God to be evil. Exactly. They think that God, Yahweh, is bad and Lucifer is good. That's what all these people think. And I find it that they got everything wrong.
You always believe the opposite of what they say. That's what I say.
Exactly. We got a lot of people enjoying our show, eh? We had Karen Hudgens on.
Yeah, that she was something else.
She was amazing. Yeah, exactly. She was a great guest, and she said it the way it was, you know. But it's true, the Illuminati do change their names. They have all kinds of names and everything, but the common name is Illuminati. They probably, they probably have a different name that we don't even know about, but we know who they are. Yeah, are you able to go down?
Yes, I am. I'm just also looking at what's happening on Chatango
Okay,
on my phone.
yeah,
That's what
exactly.
I'm
And it
reading.
talks over here about Zacharias Stitchin, the lake Zacharias Stitchin, who talks about the Brotherhood of the Snake, the Anunnaki, which again ties in with aliens. Does it not?
It always does. But I
Yeah,
want answers.
because I know some people say, why do you talk about aliens when we're doing a lot of alien shows? But it ties into this. And they apparently, according to this article, it says Homo sapiens were only meant for slave labor and couldn't breed. Later on, this was changed. Although Ea didn't like how his created race was treated as an inferior race, he wanted to enlighten them by teaching them who they were and where they came from. He also told them the hidden truth that apparently we're supposed to be a slave race. David Icke, who has researched the Illuminati for decades, claims that the top Illuminati bloodlines are shape-shifting reptilian aliens, not from space, but from another dimension.
Well, for sure we're slaves. It's not normal.
And the Christian viewpoint of the Anunnaki is they were giants that walked the earth. So there we go again. It all ties in, folks. It all ties into no matter if we talk about Ebola and diseases, there's always a connection that comes back to who's the Illuminati, why are they doing this, who are they? It all connects one thing to another like a spiral. And of course, the giants were the Nephilims who rebelled towards God and were cast down to earth from heavens, together with the master Satan.
That's like one of my favorite topics right there.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, for sure. Especially last winter, that I was studying a lot of that, and hopefully I'll get back to studying that. But because now it's like a lot of stuff going on, that took a back seat. But as that takes a back seat, I bet you that they're doing something right now. They're probably behind the Ebola, directly or indirectly.
Well, for sure they're behind the Ebola. They have to be behind the Ebola.
Well, yeah, people are seeing the fallen angels. I think the UFOs could be fallen angels, but the demons, the giants that died after the flood are demons, they're spirits, and they're the ones haunting. But I think that the aliens themselves are fallen angels.
Well, that's what Elim Marzuleh said.
There's very much truthful into this, Okay. The Knights Templar, the Bavarian Illuminati with Adam Weishaupt. He funded the current one back in 1783, I believe. Adam Weishaupt was funded by the Rothschild to do this. Adam Weishaupt, basically a Jew converted to become a Catholic priest and ended up starting a new secret society called the Illuminati. The Freemasons have recently started a new brand of Freemasonry, Freemasonry of the Scottish Rite, with its 33rd degree of initiation is still today one of the most powerful secret groups around. Group elite.
So Scottish, right, eh? Like
Yeah.
McDonald's. McDonald's was Scottish.
Yeah. And they want a world government. And it's on into something called the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. That's another thing that people should research. Another part of the Illuminati and Rothschild conspiracy. The secret goal, however, survived. Weishaupt and the Rothschilds were now heads of the Illuminati and are still today, a good help in the effort to reach the goal came over the British Empire on top. This agenda was sponsored by the Rothschilds. It was also a role to create the Round Table, a secret society in itself, named after King Arthur's Round Table, where the Brotherhood elite is gathering to this day. World War I and II were both attempts to take over. After the Second War, people were so tired of the killing that they welcomed the United Nations when it was founded. The official policy of the UN was to safeguard the peace, so nothing like World War II would ever happen again. But indeed, the United Nations was also an important front organization for the Illuminati to unite the countries of the world into one. Here's a typical example of how the Brotherhood works. Problem, reaction, solution. Like a good buddy Mr. Miller says, problem, reaction, solution. By starting two world wars, they create a problem. This, in turn, created a reaction from the population who wanted a solution to the wars. So the Illuminati created a solution to the problem themselves, started by the funding of the United Nations, one further step towards a one-world government. And what do? They create galloping inflation. The international bankers, read the Illuminati, have succeeded in making us believe that only solution is a one world currency, and that's what they're trying to do right now, a one world currency.
Yeah, because that's how they can control us for one currency, eh?
Yeah.
See where everybody is, what is up with everybody.
I know. I think some people are having trouble listening. I have to listen to the show tonight once it's up.
That's very, very odd.
I know, it's not just me having a problem. You know, I mean, I never had a problem like that getting on the show because they don't want this show to being made.
What an odd night.
Exactly, and then it's just the all-seeing eye. Like I said before, it's the eyes of Horus, the eye of Lucifer. It goes back to Egyptian times. And for people that have missed it before, the Illuminati do worship a Egyptian god called Isis or Isis. That's for the people that missed it before. I just had to bring that up. Very interesting, though, that they do that.
Yeah, like they had to use that name out of all names.
Exactly. Oh, for sure. Exactly. So I think that's it for this piece of information. I mean, it goes on, but people can they can read if they're interested. They could rewatch the show after. But then it just talks about what it says, the Novus Ordo Seclorum means the new deals of the new ages, which says that on the back of the American dollar bill.
And notice people worship the money, so notice what people are worshiping, right?
Exactly. They're worshiping that.
People are worshiping all the time things that we're not supposed to worship, and I'm no better, but I try not to worship it, and the worst thing to do is not know about it, but now we know. So now the next piece of information.
Exactly, right here, the next information. Okay.
Noah, the movie. There we go,
Noah,
Hollywood again.
NWO Hollywood, Luciferian message to the world, extinguish mankind again. The reasons why the controls were able to infiltrate all the major systems of the world, including but not limited to media, religion, politics, and finance, is because of denial and ignorance. All it takes for evil is to destroy humanity, is for good people to do nothing. The NWO masters like to use actors and camera tricks and the media to deceive you. It is. Hollywood is Jewish, like the media too, and satanics. The main platform for spreading witchcraft is Hollywood and its movies. Aleister Crowley, pupil. Gerald B. Gardner infected Hollywood with Satanism. Hollywood elites sell the youth to Hollywood initiate star sex kitten Katy Perry appears to lure our youth to hell. She seems to be demonic role of Lilith, Adam's first wife. Yes. Now Hollywood has launched an NWO. It's kind of we're trying to go down. NWO propaganda movie Noah. The defiant against the creator survive. And if you notice, Noah didn't even, it wasn't even accurate, and we didn't even have to see the movie.
Is it worth watching? I don't think so.
No, but in fact, I had someone say saw the movie. He was he's the Christian. He was all happy, and he didn't know much about. No one had to tell him that, because in the movies, there were like the giants were like rock people, which the Bible never states they were rock people.
And they were helping build.
Yeah, look over here, the Nephilim, the descendants of Lucifer, fallen angels, the giants and earthly women infected the earth with evil. The Illuminati are the noble descendants of the Nephilims, mankind, not the Nephilims. The Illuminati is evil, a cancer to earth, as expressed on the Georgia Guidestones. Therefore, the earth must be cleansed of mankind. The Hollywood movie 2012 has the same message. A new earth ruled by environmentalist religion and with Nephilims must be arise. Agenda 21. It is a good deed to destroy the humans, not descendant of the noble Nephilims. And this over here, Tubal Cain, the forefather of Freemasonry, is a descendant of the Cain who murdered his brother Abel. This is the first time and final teaching of the lunar message delivered by the Tubal Cain. Kill, 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 only when you are a man. And the Freemasons live up to that. The topic of Freemasons.
They kill even the 30. They have to kill to be in the 33rd, no?
Yeah, exactly. Show is off. Are people having trouble seeing the show?
What do you mean, show is off? The show is...
Yeah, that's what someone wrote. I told him to refresh. Reload. F-R-E-S.
Man, the telecast is not working tonight, eh?
No, or the Chatango. Yeah, I'm refreshing every 2 minutes. That helps keep it working. Yes, so refresh, folks. I don't know what the heck's going on tonight. But we must be doing something right.
Yeah, too bad that we can't get the word out. That's what we want. We want to get the word out, but we can't.
Exactly, as much as possible. But I think this article right here is very long, and people get the idea over here.
Go to the next. Suivant next.
Yeah, for sure.
Suivant next.
Right
man,
here.
I wish, man, what a show tonight. You know, it's like not right that we can't. You know, we're like trying to give out the information, and there's always stumbling blocks stopping us from doing so. But anyways, here's the next one. How Lucifer differ from Satanists. Luciferians, I should say. Differ from Satanists.
Right here, let me go to it. I was in the chat room. Okay. How Luciferians differ from Satanists. Yes, because Satanists, both theistic and Levian atheists, and Luciferians both use the term Christians associated with the devil. It is commonly assumed that Satanists and Lucifers are one and the same, or that one is subject to the other, subset. While the two groups have to do a lot in common, Luciferians view themselves as separate from Satanists. And that's very true, folks. There's difference between both Luciferians and Satanists. Difference. From the Luciferian viewpoint, Satanists are primarily focused on the physical nature of man, exploring, experimenting, and enjoying the nature while rejecting endeavors to rise beyond it. Satan is an emblem of carnality and materiality. Luciferians view Lucifer as a spiritual and enlightened being, and while Luciferians do embrace the enjoyment of one's life, they accept that there are greater and more spiritual goals to be had. Many do see Satan and Lucifer as being different aspects of the same being. The carnal, rebellious, and materials, Satan versus the enlightened and spiritual Lucifer. Luciferians put more emphasis on light and black. Luciferians also commonly see Satanists as overly dependent upon Christian understanding. Similarities. They talk about humans being gods, having masters of the planets, having sets of ethics which showing respect to those who deserve, and leaving people alone who cause no grief. Supporting creativity, excellence, successful freedom, individuality, and enjoyment. Reject dogmatic religion. Are particularly antagonistic antagonistic towards Christianity, although not to Christians. Christians are often viewed as victims of their own religion and being too dependent to escape it. Neither Satanists nor Luciferians view Satan or Lucifer as Christians do. They accept that worshipping a being of true evil is the action of a psychopath. And I think that's with that article, because we covered what that is. So you see, there's different. There's a difference between Satanism and Luciferianism, but it's not any of it's not all good.
No, it's not good. Because it's evil. What makes it evil?
Exactly.
What does make it evil?
I know, and I think and I think that's why it keeps crashing the show, because the show's topic it's good, and it starts crashing again. They don't want this to get out. There must be something. We must be touching on some nerve. And right here, a good friend Susan Duclos, chilling Luciferian ideology, exposes Stargates, Nephilims, and the Tower of Babel. Right,
and of course, she is on beforeitsnews.com. We must point that
out. Also the conspiracy talk. She does a lot of good articles.
Like this one.
King James Bible, Corinthians, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transferred into an angel of light. Corinthians 11:14.
Now, this is what I said earlier, remember? It all ties in with when I said about Christ.
There are those that believe in the Luciferian ideology that Lucifer is the good guy, who will free those that follow him from the bondage of God. Examples are seen in secret societies such as the much talked about Illuminati, which believe and practice Satanism. Before we get to the newly released video exposing the Luciferian ideology yet again, we will go through some information that's publicly available, starting with a first-hand account of someone who has approached and researched the groups in depth. And Michael Adair, author of Forbidden Secrets of the Illuminati, the Luciferian Deception, describes this chilling interaction. I asked one of the members of the Illuminati if he had to kneel down on a checkered floorboard, like Freemasonry floorboard, while wearing a blindfold, and have someone hold a sword to his throat while he swore an oath to the Illuminati. He became slightly agitated and told me that I should get over the worry of someone holding a sword to my throat and play along with the ceremony. The important information I discovered is that they believe in a being called Lucifer. They claim that Lucifer is the one who brings knowledge and light to the world. This is the core of the internal belief system. The Lucifer reference is stated clearly by the higher levels of the order. They have a multi-stage pathway for the young students that do not reveal all the advanced secrets right away. No, they don't. They believe that all the true religions of the world are clever scams to keep you away from the discovery of the truth. Very good article. I'm not going to read it all, obviously, but very, very good for people to know about Luciferians, what it is, and what they're all about. And it even goes back to the time of Nimrod. A Nephilim leader was called Nimrod. So he was a Nephilim. Nimrod, Mario.
I didn't know that.
Very interesting, eh?
Yeah, but the purpose of Nimrod building the Tower of Babel.
Exactly, and they worship the stars. They needed that tower, like you said, to worship the stars. That's why God destroyed it.
And they babbled along, like all the time. They would just babble, kind of like in the religion. They always repeat the same thing.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't go to church. They always repeat the same thing, day in, day out, and in reality, they don't even say the truth of what's really going on.
An example is with the beads. You know the rosary beads, like the Catholic Church, they're always repeating after the rosary beads and singing the Hail Mary. That's what I mean. I'm not talking about the other stuff that's said in church. I'm talking about that's the repeating.
Well, I was talking about they'll say the same thing. Talk about, I don't know. Anyhow, the purpose of the tower was to build a porthole, and that's what they did.
Well, they wanted to, but God had to stop.
Exactly. The Luciferian ideology, and there's a good video right there, which we can't play, obviously. And the Secret Covenant, the Luciferian Illuminati Oath. And that video is very, I have posted on Facebook and the Conspiracy Talk, and that voice is really, it's really kind of like eerie and creepy.
And spooky.
And Spooky, you heard about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Illuminati, and that's for a lot of people that should look at that if they want to know what it's all about. And it talks about it here. Right here's the video, Luciferian. I'm not going to get into it, but it talks about the protocols of elders of Zion right there, and their meanings of what they want to do. That they give us, they make diseases. They give us medicines, which they call poisons, to make us even more sick. Like, you get sick, you take medicines, it cures that, but it gives something else, and then you need more medicines, and in reality, it's killing us.
Well, kind of like the antivirus on our computers. They make these viruses so that we go out and buy antiviruses and...
Exactly. And like we had the picture before earlier about the patents of all these diseases, Ebola, cancer, AIDS. It all ties into that, into their agenda, so it all connects. It's like all a puzzle.
Yeah, at the beginning we had that. The pictures
Exactly.
from the conspiracy talk. The next, next. ISIS.
ISIS. What is ISIS for people besides now being the new Al Qaeda? And right here it talks about, because human beings have been through the ages accepted God's interbreeding, or being accepted as humans, and that shows in Christianity, that shows in Judaism. They have all used Egyptology over the Egyptian religion, and the present head of the Illuminati compares himself a lot to the Egyptian god Osiris and Horus, which is Osiris reborn. And of course it goes on to talk about that they use a golden phallus was made. And what's a phallus, We know what a phallus is and what it means. It represents that they are impregnating people of the Aryan race that hold high stations, impregnating them with the seed of the Pindar. And you know what the Pindar is, Mario?
Mm-hmm.
The head of the Illuminati, the Pindar. He's not even, probably the head of the Rothschild family is definitely the Pindar, the top man of the world, who's controlling it all, who's not even human himself. I don't want to risk repeating myself, but sometimes it goes on to this. And then it goes on to say, by the late Egyptian historical period, after the occupation of the Greeks and the Roman, Isis became the most central and most powerful deity of the Egyptian pantheon because of her magical skills. Magic is central to the entire mythology of Isis, arguably more than any of the other Egyptian deity. In many spells, she is also completely merged, even with Horus, where invocations of Isis are supposed to invoke Horus's powerful automatically as well. Throughout the Greco-Roman world, Isis became one of the most significant of the mystery religions, and many classical writers refer to her temples, cults, and rites. Oh yeah, man, we've got it right here, all this information for people that were wondering where the heck does ISIS come from? Why do they call themselves ISIS?
And here it says we have connection with Crowley again.
Right there. Where?
Right here.
Oh yeah, right there, eh? And SIS, Secret Intelligence Service, the I, acts as the mirror of the S symbolism, symbolic with the S on the other side, which is not mirrored. Exactly, so right there, SIS, the I. And look, the dollar bill right there. Right there, we see the dollar bill. Well, not the dollar bill, the dollar sign, sorry, and a double dollar sign right there. And it ties in with 9/11, ISIS. And the letter S surely symbolizes slithery serpents. Looking at the one half that constitute the Osiris. Exactly, right there, look at that. And you can see on Coronation Street, that's a TV show.
Made in England.
On the taxi cab. Pardon?
Made in England.
Yeah, made in the United Kingdom. And there we see Madonna. Look, Madonna with a snake on her hand. Isis, the same shape as the Isis right there. Isis. woman right there. Madonna, Super Bowl 2012. Right there. There's more right there. Egyptology.
And that's not a coincidence.
No, there's no coincidence. Isis nursing Horus, as we saw before, right there. That, folks, right there is Isis nursing Horus, and she has horns right there, and those horns are not something that is very good. The meaning of it.
Well, it's like antennas.
Right there, exactly. And there, right there, there's Isis, people. Right there, yeah, right there, and we see clearly who she was.
Well, I'm sure that somewhere out there they're still worshipping.
Well, yeah, well, look, what do you think they did right now? ISIS is terrorizing the world, or so terrorizing the world. They're using this name. You know, ISIS, they're probably doing magic invocations to her, which she's a demon to begin with, to get the power that they're getting right now. This is it. Look at Michael Jackson. This is it. ISIS. And look at the horns and everything. ISIS, and this is it.
Yeah, we see it.
Exactly. And they killed him. The Illuminati killed him because he was speaking against the Illuminati. And there are videos on YouTube to prove it, for those that don't believe it. And there's more right here. A diamond, a chalice. Rihanna. ISIS is not a terrorist group in the Middle East. ISIS is the holy goddess of love and peace. Right. I don't believe in that. You?
No. And that's it for that great part,
exactly.
Great piece of work there. And we got the last one, Sweebomb next. The last
one, right?
This one coming up is going to be the last one.
Right here.
Just focus. Hold on, Rob. Hold on. Let me just focus. Because I don't want you to strain your eyes. It's very small.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly. You don't want that exactly. Right there. All right.
You nor the people that are the spectators. Let me just make sure that. No, you see, it's like it's a weird art. It's a weird piece of information. This next one.
Yeah. Right here. All right. Are you able to
Come on. Why is it doing that?
Because they don't want the show to be a lie. They don't want the show to be on. That's why, my friend.
I guess I'm just going to have to keep it as a default, and that's it. I mean, I'm going crazy here. All right.
What is the group ISIS really? Fairy tales, myths, boogeymans, and lies. Right there. And this is the article right here. And it talks again about Ephesians have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them, which I talked about before. And then there's a quote by George Orwell, which, you know. All right, a reader asked me, who is the group ISIS? Where did it come from? In order to understand ISIS, we have to understand the deception in the so-called militant name, which means we have to go into a brief history of Egyptian mythology. Isis, the Egyptian goddess of rebirth, remains one of the most familiar images of empowered under femininity. The goddess Isis was the first daughter of Geb, god of the earth, and Nut, the goddess of the overarching sky. Isis was born on the first day between the first years of creation and was adored by her human followers. The goddess Isis is a moon goddess, gave birth to Horus, the god of the sun. Together, Isis and Horus created and sustained all life and were saviors to their people. Isis was called the mother of life, but she was also known as the crone of death. Her immense powers earned her the titles the giver of life and goddess of magic. Her best known story illustrates why she is a simultaneously known as the creation goddess and a goddess of destruction. Isis group called themselves ISIS is almost a joke. From my understanding of the Muslims and their beliefs is that they do not wish to have female leaders as much as less as acronym. Let us remember Isis was Egyptian goddess, and let us see where Egypt is. Just look at the map below. Egypt is in Africa, Mario, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Look, in Africa, ISIS is in Africa, and Ebola is in Africa. Allah. So doesn't that tell you something, eh?
Yeah, they're all fighting over
Yeah,
Africa.
but look.
Like,
Yeah, but
what's
in
something?
Africa, two things in Africa: Egypt with ISIS and Ebola. This is why the uprising in Egypt was an important piece of the puzzle we overlooked. We all overlook. Let's start by stating the obvious. ISIS is a rename of Al Qaeda. We also use Al Qaeda in Syria, but we also supplied them with weapons. That's the U.S. government. Yes, you read that right. We supplied them with weapons. At the time, President Obama bypassed an American bylaw to prevent armed terrorists to arm the so-called moderate Al Qaeda rebels, now known as ISIS, with Syria. As you might ask, so how did Obama do all of this? It was quite simple. Mr. Obama used the Law of Arms Export Control Act, and then announced that he would waive the probation of Section 40 and 40A of the ACA. All this was to create terrorists. And what did we create terrorists for? Well, we know why, right? Fear.
Scare us, to control us.
And here we have
Hillary.
Hillary Clinton, who may be the next first female president if she's in the running. Something scary.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we can't look up to humans to give us answers.
Exactly. Oh, for sure we can't. And it goes on to talk about that they say a covert black ops. That's what they do, a false flag. That's what they're planning on doing.
And there's the UN trucks.
Exactly. It's right there, you know, and foreign troops. Yeah, foreign troops to confiscate guns. That's what they want to do. They want to take away the guns of the American people, the good folks. Their last line of defense. To break all of this down, the Luciferian factions inside the U.S. government created this group, ISIS, as a poke in the eye to all Americans thinking we would not notice. Well, we see you, and I'm calling the Luciferians out. Your lies will not deceive us, and God will surely deal with you and your lies, your bloodlust in due time. However, for the meantime, I will be exposing your lies and your lust for power. May God have mercy on your souls. So you see, folks, this all ties in to Africa, Ebola, and ISIS. I gotta tell you something, folks. Africa there's a lot of stuff going on there, and it ain't good, that's for sure. And it's all coming over here.
And you know what? I posted something up on Facebook with Africa, where there's, I think United States has one plate, England, France, and there's another country. They're all there, and they all want a piece of the pie, you know.
Exactly. Oh, for sure. That's what they want. And are you there, Mario? I don't see you.
I'm here.
Good. So, any final thoughts on all of Luciferians, Freemasonry, Illuminati, New World Order, ISIS, Ebola? It all connects. Fallen angels, Nephilims, demons.
Listen, I keep saying, everything's a lie. I watched The Matrix again, and this is life, man. This is all in a, you know, we're living in a matrix. Everything's a lie. We're on this show because what pill did we choose? The blue one. Doesn't make a difference. We want the truth. We deserve the truth, and that's it. But we're not going to get the truth because they don't want us to know the truth, and that's all I have to say.
And before we let you go, you know that the Illuminati do regret making the internet. David Rockefeller said that's the worst mistake they ever did because that's how we get the information. I mean, right now I'd have to buy just books, and we wouldn't be able to do a show really without the internet.
No, we wouldn't. But you know what? It doesn't make a difference because, like you saw today, I'm sure that they're censoring us. I'm sure that they're stopping us from giving out this information, but we're still doing it, and we're still doing it.
And we did the show tonight, and we'll be back next week, God willing. And God bless you all. Thank you for watching the show, and we'll see you next week. And over and out, and take care, folks.
All right, as we march out, have a good night.